All right, how you guys doing? This is Ron here with Top Dollar. I want to do this video showing you guys what to do in the event you have to file a complaint. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and subscribe to, when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, make sure you give me a thumbs up. What that will do is when you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. It will also alert you when I upload a new video. So this is one of the, I would say, most kind of talked about questions. I get a lot of questions asked me about detention and what to do in the event that broker do not want to pay you detention. So I'm going to kind of go fast because I don't want the video to be too long and I don't really want to have to break it up. So here we go. One of the things I've learned and I've had to deal with, it depends on really the broker that you're dealing with. Every broker is not going to pay you detention. And so that's one of the things that we have to realize, that no matter who we're dealing with, it's going to really boil down to the honesty and the integrity of the broker. You know, it could be on both sides, carrier as well as the broker. But what my experiences has been is that a lot of brokers tend to not want to pay you detention. Especially if they've given you a good rate, which, is a fair rate. Maybe they was desperate and they gave you, just an astronomical amount on their load. But that still should not have anything to do with when you encounter detention. Now, I normal standard detention hours starts after 2 hours. Just say your appointment is at 1, you may arrive at the shipper at 12:30. So, you're a little early. Your appointment, you get in there, you're waiting to get a doc or whatever. So your appointment is not until 1, you got there at 12:30. So now after your 1 o'clock, so you go from 1, you don't count 1, you go 2, 3. So your detention will actually start at 3 o'clock. So anything after 3 o'clock, and it's always good to find out, the rate of, hour for detention. I'm sorry, I'm getting twisted. So that is one of the most important questions you want to ask. Hey, what is the rate per hour for detention? Does my detention start at 3 hours? Does my detention start at 2 hours, 4 hours? Me personally, I have been on both sides of the spectrum. I've hauled for new carriers. I failed to ask that question. Hey, and a lot of them came back and said it was 3 hours. Some came 4. Some even got 5 and 6. Generally, when there's a long waiting period, like 3, 4, 5 hours, either is a floor loaded load or the place is really horrible on getting you loaded and in and out of there. So those long wait periods are set in there to try to keep that broker from having to pay you detention. Me personally, I don't go over anything over 2 hours. Now, there was a case or two when a broker asked me to pick up a load and he said his detention just starts after 3 hours. I said, okay, mine is 2 hours. I say, now, if you're willing to do that, I'll do the load. And I said, you got it right on top of the paperwork, saying and signing that we have agreed to 2 hours. He did that and everything was fine. And I think I may have gotten an hour and he paid me no problem. So what I'm saying, it really boils down to the integrity and the character of the broker that you're dealing with. Most of them, I'm going to be honest with you, not all, but a lot of them don't want to, for whatever reason, pay you for detention. Now, here's the thing that you got to understand is that a lot of them, even if they deny you, they are still going to apply for their detention. You may say, well, Top Dollar, how you know? I've had that happen to me. I ran some loads for a company many years ago, and they owed us, out of the course of maybe 4 loads, somewhere around up in there, they owed us around about maybe $800, somewhere around up in there, but I never got it. Terminated our lease because things just wasn't working out with them. So, but anyway, I was cleaning out my office one day and I seen the paperwork, the contract. I said, let me call these people just, to inquire about my detention that I never got. So the guy checked it. He said, hey, sir, you never got to detention? I said, no, sir, I never did. So he put me back on hold, come back, find out. He said, hey, look, I got my detention. It's still in our account. Excuse me, guys. I got some people in the background there, my kids. But anyway, so he said, well, hey, how you would like to send it? I said, well, you can send me a, EFS check or whatever, express code or whatever. So I got my detention. Now, that don't happen all the time. Apparently that company was operating in integrity, but the broker I was working with inside that was working for them, they wasn't operating with integrity because they lied, tried to say that they gave us our money, they didn't. And the broker told me and said that they had to let that person go. But anyway, so one of the things that I found out, case in point, just the other day, I picked up a load I was on my way to pick up a load, rather. And this is leading up to why you need to file a complaint. They dispatched me on the load, say they need to get the load picked up before 12, which I was way within the time frame. They called me maybe about 10, 15, 10, 20. I see I got enough time to get there. I looked at the distance. So I'm about maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes from the pickup. They calls and cancels the load on me. So I already know what they did. They found somebody, they either gave the load to someone cheaper, or they found somebody apparently that was maybe closer, which I was right there almost. So, needless to say, they didn't want to give me my detention. And so this is what, after I went round and round with them, this is why you want to file a complaint. And I'm going to do a separate video about filing a complaint, but I want to give you guys the complaint number. It is a Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration Complaint Department. I'm going to say that again, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration Complaint Department. The number is 1-800-368-7238. And I also have another number, 188-DOT-SAFET, S-A-F-T. So, 1-800-368-7238. And reason why I want to encourage you guys to file a complaint against these brokers, because even if they don't want to pay you, they by law, if they canceling you already en route or you made it to the shipper, by law, they are supposed to pay you. And so when we just sit back and don't do anything, it just basically, let that broker just keeps going on and screwing other people. So, but when you file a complaint, what that does is, and keep in mind, most good brokers don't want you to do that because, when you file a complaint with the Federal Motor Carrier Complaint Department, it actually gives them points against their company, and it looks bad, like a bad rating. But because so many carriers don't know, they don't do it, and most of them just, forget, they just chunk it aside. And that's the worst thing we can do. And so many of them, I've talked to the lady personally, and she said, you guys don't file enough complaints when you have issues with these brokers. And so I'm highly encouraging you guys to start filing complaints. It don't take but a few moments. You used to do it over the phone, but now they want you to do it by way of email. When I had to do it, I was doing it by phone. They'll give you a complaint number, and I was sitting there email. Most of the time that I threaten them to pay me my detention, I say I'm going to file a complaint. Most of them will give me my money right up. But you got some of them that's going to fight you tooth and nail. And you have to get a manager. And a lot of them, after they, these brokers, they want to keep you from talking to a manager. And it just depends on how persistent you're going to be. And especially if it's a lot of money, like detention, like in that case, there was a total no because they canceled the load on me in the midst of it. Almost getting there. 5 or 10 minutes being away, but by law they were still supposed to pay me my tow note, which a tow note is $150. So I'm gonna cut this video off, and I'm gonna make another one on just specifically how to file a complaint and so forth. So this is Top Dollar. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, and you guys make sure that when a broker don't want to pay you the attention, hey, file a complaint. Tell them I'm going to file a Federal Motor Carrier complaint against you. Send them an email, letting them know. And make sure you get as much information when you're at the shipper. Hey, take pictures of, a screenshot, your phone, if you're using your GPS, all of that when you get there. So you have the times when you get ready to leave, put in a GPS screenshot or take a picture of the place and do a live video. Have as much proof because, all of that helps you to, if you need to send that to the manager to prove your case, hey, you was there. Because a lot of these brokers, they tend to try to say that we wasn't there on time or we left before. And, it's like we're trying to cheat, the system. And I'm not saying some drivers may have not done that in the past, but the brokers know, hey, you're there. You're calling. A lot of them, they doing this macro point, so they know you're there. Let me tell you this story, and I'm gonna end the live. One time I was at a shipper, and there was, like one security guard letting the people in and one, security guard, the same one letting them in and out. So basically the person was working the ends, to let you into the warehouse and also to let you out after you picked up the load. So, but anyway, they tried to say I wasn't on time, but I'm on the street, my GPS is on. And so I had about 7 trucks in front of me. And I'm like, hey, we got all these trucks in front of me. So they tried to deny my detention, because they wanted to say I wasn't there on time. I said, well, look, let me finish sending you a screenshot of why I was at. And so, needless to say, after I sent in my proof and we kind of argued a little bit, showing that, hey, I was there, I got my detention. It don't always work out that way, but the more proof you have, the better it is, and it helps you to fight your case. So stop letting these brokers get away with your money because you don't want to fight people, because that's your money. You've been there, you sat there. It's not theirs. And I guarantee you, if you don't fight for it and claim it, and they'll tell you this famous line, we got to get it from the customer. No, you pay me and you get your money from the customer. That is how it's supposed to go. And I've worked with a lot of brokers like that. Turn in the bill of lading, delivered, bam. Within 15, 20 minutes, if that long, I got my updated rate card with my detention added on it. Now, all of them don't work like that, but a lot of them do. Hey, look, I'm going to end this video. This is Ron with Top Dollar Trucking. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, Top Dollar Trucking. And subscribe to me. Make sure you share this video and let other people know, hey, that detention is yours. Don't let them have it, because you is the one sitting in that truck waiting to be loaded or unloaded. Hey, you guys, I'll see you next video.